Our next guest is officially, and there is no argument, the busiest person internationally in sports. Charlotte Flair is a 10-time WWE champion, works 52 weeks a year. Let's bring the queen out. This is an interview we've been working on now for 9 months. Look at this. Do you know how lucky we are today? We love having you on the show. Obviously, the daughter of the legendary Ric Flair. You are a rock star. People have no idea how the hours you put. Joy, yesterday, I told Joy you were on the show today. She's like, you got to be kidding me. I have 5 guests a day.
The struggle is real. I know. Seriously.
I go to your event. I cannot believe the production. I can't believe your travel schedule. Just give somebody an average day for Charlotte Flair.
An average day. So I'm not shy about talking about our travel schedule. When I hear people say, oh, I have a flight, I'm like, I fly almost every single day. I'm usually on the road 5 days a week, and if I don't have appearances during the middle of the week, we fly into a city either on a Friday or a Saturday. We do a 1 hour to 4 hour drive to the next town, live event, TVs Monday, or a pay-per-view. And internationally, we do about 14 shows in a row, and that's all year round.
There is no off season.
Unless you're injured. So knock on wood. No.
And you are married to a professional wrestler.
Not married yet. Engaged.
Oh, okay. So there's still
That's
hope.
why I missed your birthday video. I had just gotten engaged. Mansuri messaged me and was like, can you send a happy birthday video to Colin? I was like, I missed it the week later.
Okay.
Sorry. Happy late birthday.
Well, thank you. And as long as he treats you great, that's all we care about, Charlotte.
Yes.
So you are a rock star in a male-dominated sport. Okay, that's not easy. So you were really breaking ground. Go back to your first year. Did you sense pushback when you were being promoted? You were selling more tickets. You're getting much more social media play. Did you ever sense resentment?
No, I didn't sense resentment. If anything, I think we raised the bar for the men as well, like having competition. But since I was never raised to think that, okay, I couldn't do what men could do. So when I started at WWE, I just wanted to prove how athletic I was. It was more the chip on my shoulder being Ric Flair's daughter. It's just, okay, I have to work harder than everyone, male or female. And then I think the boys actually were like, wow, the girls are really doing it. And then the guys that have little girls were like, okay, we want to bring our little girls to the show and see what you can do.
It's
so
empowerment.
I didn't sense resentment.
You, by the way, were a volleyball player.
I was.
You didn't initially. It's not that you didn't embrace it, but you chose athletics. Give me the day, Charlotte, the moment you said, this wrestling thing is kind of interesting.
Well, I didn't grow up wanting to wrestle. My brothers, wanted to be just like my dad. I just never saw myself as a diva or a model. And actually, it wasn't till WrestleMania in Miami when the 4 Horsemen were inducted in 2012. One of the producers was trying to get my little brother in the business and get him motivated. So he looked at me at dinner and was like, why aren't you doing this? And I was just kind of like, I don't know. And I wasn't really doing a lot with my life. I'd already graduated from college. I was a little lost. And 3 months later, I reported to NXT in Tampa, July 2012, and the rest is history.
And when did you know? And I think I asked Hulk Hogan this once. I said, when did you know you hit with the consumers? And he talked about, he goes, I was popular, and then I went to Madison Square Garden. He goes, I couldn't walk down the street. When did you know, Charlotte, wow, the audience, because it should be noted that the consumers, the wrestling fans, about 75% of the stars don't pop. You popped early. When did you know?
I think it was in 2015 when I debuted on Raw. I think people were like, wow, she's just a good wrestler. She wasn't known for her looks. I mean, or I wasn't known for my looks.
Yeah, you're pretty good there too. So go ahead.
No, but it was like, here is this woman that, like, when you watch her, you're not going, wow, she's just good for a female. You're like, no, she's just that good. And then I think I had this presence about me because I actually debuted with my dad as my manager.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm either going to sink or swim. and having Ric Flair beside you as one of the greatest of all time,
course.
like I wanted the attention on me. So I'm like, how am I going to ooze that confidence and charisma for people to go, actually, she's standing out, not her dad? And that was either, you know, it was probably the greatest learning experience having my dad out there, because either he was going to overshadow me or not. And I think people were just like, wow, she's just, you either have the it factor or you don't. And when I first started, I did not have the it factor.
You know, you remind me of Rock, because I've met Rock about 3 times. You know, you really do. So I met Rock behind the scenes years ago at the place I used to work, ESPN. It was about 8, 9 years ago. And I did an interview with him, and I think he was just getting into Hollywood. Yeah. And I remember telling my producer, I'm like, boy, that guy's got it. I said, you know, it's the look, it's the smile. Now, by the way, so when you walk through a room, I see you before you come on the air. I'm like, you have an it quality. But there's a difference between, at some point, you had to buy into it.
I had to buy into that. So my dad always told me the most important part of your segment is the minute you walk through the curtain. If you don't believe in yourself, the audience isn't going to believe in yourself.
Great advice.
And even when I'd be sitting backstage, I'm like, I don't know how to do this. I feel like I'm going to faint. I don't remember my match. I don't know, like, how do you be the queen? And like, sometimes I still go, gosh, how am I going to be that badass that walks through the curtain? Because I don't feel like that every single day. But it's just when that music hits and I walk through, I'm like, I know I'm that good. That grew with me. And having that confidence, what I did was like, okay, I created this character and this woman that I wanted to be like in my personal life. And I never forgot that. And so like, here is this queen that's confident, that's independent, that, you know, is standing out in a male dominated world. And that was just the message I wanted to send to everyone. So I just like play that over and over in my mind.
Now, what's your current relationship with Becky Lynch?
Number 1 doesn't talk about number 2.
That's what I thought it was. So there is clearly, now she is an antagonizer. She likes to get under your skin. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Yeah. And you are the current champion. And the number 2 likes to
well, she's the champion right now.
Okay, but you're viewed as, it's fair to say.
See, I'm a champion whether I have the title or not.
Well, I would say there's a quality to you. No, I would say there's a quality to you, as Hulk wasn't always the champion.
Yeah.
But he was always the Hulk.
Yes.
Do you feel that she is jealous of you?
Okay, are we talking on script or off script?
Both. That's okay. It all melts into one.
So Becky and I call ourselves Thelma and Louise. This roller coaster that we've been on professionally and personally makes us who we are today. I needed the man to be the queen, and she needed the queen to be the man. And I don't want to use the word jealousy, but there is such a competitive nature to both of us. I want to be the best. She wants to be the best. And that's very important to have in this business, because once you're at that point where, okay, well, I don't want to be on top anymore. If you don't want to be on top, then you're in the wrong place.
By the way, the next WrestleMania is WrestleMania what? 30? What is the next WrestleMania? 36?
Well, wait, Tampa or LA? Which one?
Which LA is next, isn't it? No,
well, we have Tampa in April 5th,
5th,
and then LA that we just announced next year.
Now that will be at the stadium.
Yes.
At SoFi.
At SoFi.
That is
our 4th year to LA.
So that'll be 80,000 people.
Yes.
That is unbelievable. Like I watched a movie not long ago, Bohemian Rhapsody. It was about the movie of Queen. Speaking of the Queen, and they were showing Freddie Mercury performing at Wembley Stadium, and they had the camera from behind him. I watched that and I thought, oh my God. I talk to Joy, I get nervous. This is so. Is there ever been a moment in your career so far when you walked out? What has been the most electrifying arena?
So my first WrestleMania was at, well, the first one I performed at, because I was actually in Triple H's entrance 2 years prior at the San Jose Stadium, but AT&T Stadium, 101,000 people.
What is it like?
To be able to control the emotions of 101,000 people, I mean, there's nothing like it. Like now, you know, I was really hard on my dad when he went through that period when he retired from WWE. He just couldn't hang up the boots.
Of course.
He,
energy to
made
it.
some different choices, came out of retirement. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, I did not get it. I'm like, you have spent your entire life dedicating and sacrificing yourself to this industry. Just quit. Like, dad, just like take the time off. Be a dad, be a husband, just do something, get a hobby. So now that I'm in his shoes, I get it. Like, I can't imagine the day comes where they say that I can't perform and be the queen again. Because, like, when you're in that ring and whether you're the good guy or the bad guy, it's
juice.
There's nothing like it. And, like, I will say this, though. It's, like, harder to speak in front of 10 people than it is to wrestle in front of that many.
And that's a perfect out. It is Charlotte Flair, the queen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was worth every second. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.